Okay, whoa. You gotta bring that shit back.
It's good to have you with us.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Golden Baby channel. Today I got a new video on some mess that includes your girl Megan Thee Stallion. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into all this drama. So you guys know Azealia Banks, right? I mean, if you don't, it's okay because she's a fairly new rapper, but I'm pretty sure you've heard of the Bust It challenge because that's all the rave right now, right? Well, that's Azealia Banks' song, and if you did not know, she and Megan Thee Stallion are label mates on Carl Crawford's 1501 label. If you follow Megan, if you follow my channel, you would know that Megan and Carl have been back and forth about Megan's music career and her contract for about 2 years almost at this point. So in the midst of Carl and Megan going back and forth and all this drama, he ended up signing Azealia Banks. And once he signed Azealia, that's when she came out with the song Bust It, and many people thought that she sounded a lot like Megan and that her visuals and her overall just aesthetic was a lot like Megan's as well. But I mean, it is important to note that the two of them are both from Texas, so that could have a lot to do with it. However, Azealia has been firm that she is not trying to copy Megan at all, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't a whole bunch of talk on the internet with people being messy comparing the two of them. I mean, they were even comparing body shapes of these girls. And with Megan being the bigger artist and just a lot of people loving Megan, Azealia caught a lot of hate. But you know, since all of that has pretty much calmed down and now Azealia's song is going off on TikTok and it reached the Hot 100. So at this point, pretty much all that is in the background. It's whatever. But today, Azealia actually reposted a video of Tory Lanez reacting to somebody dancing to Azealia's song. Now, in this video, there's a girl twerking, and I can't play the audio because, you know, I'll get a strike. But all it is in the video is there's somebody dancing, and Tory Lanez is like, oh my gosh, the butt is moving everywhere. I can't keep focused. I can't look. Y'all know how men be doing. And Azealia reposted that saying, at Tory Lanez going crazy, bust it, keep streaming. Now, due to what I already told you about all the comparisons between her and Megan and the slight drama that took place, there were a lot of people under her comments and under the blog comments saying that she's messy. She did this on purpose to be shady. It's not about Megan, it's about the whole picture, like what happened to sisterhood. And then you have other people saying like she owes Megan no loyalty, like it's just business. Somebody just promoted her song and all she's doing is reposting it. To be fair, Azealia does repost a lot of people dancing and reacting to her song, doing the Bust It challenge. But I mean, yeah, like she didn't have to repost Tory Lanez, especially given everything that's going on between him and Megan in the whole incident. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Azealia was wrong for reposting Tory, or do you think like it's whatever, it's just business? She owes Megan no loyalty no matter what. Even if they are on the same label, at the end of the day, they did have a little whatever you want to call that drama that happened. Let me know down in the comments. Now, speaking of Tory Lanez, you guys know Megan and her work boo, DaBaby, has had their song Crybaby going crazy on social media, on TikTok, with the Crybaby dance and all that for a couple of months now. But Megan is just now putting out the video for it tomorrow. Some people think that she took so long to put the video out because it was announced that DaBaby and Tory Lanez are going to be having some kind of collaboration earlier in the month. But she did debunk that on Twitter, saying that it was an old thing that wasn't even cleared. But you know, people are going to think what they want to think. But yeah, she is going to release it tomorrow on February 3rd. But she did release a preview last night. And in the preview, some people see somebody who they think is kind of strange. They think that this person here is either Tory Lanez or is supposed to be a Tory Lanez lookalike in the video. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to come through and debunk y'all real quick, because after zooming in on this, you can tell this is definitely DaBaby. Now, I can see why people thought that, because this is clothing that Tory Lanez usually wears, and you can't really see DaBaby's face in certain angles. It's a very short clip, and that flannel he has on is bigger than something he would usually wear, so it makes him look smaller, and DaBaby is not like a small, skinny dude. So I get it, but nah, Megan ain't crazy. And lastly, for today's video, I want to leave you guys off with some more craziness. So Azealia Banks decided to go off on Instagram this morning, as she always does, but this time she wanted to drag in Megan Thee Stallion and her situation with Tory Lanez and the whole protect black women mantra. She also drug in FKA Twigs and politician and U.S. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, also known as AOC. So what ended up happening is yesterday AOC did a very lengthy hour-long live talking about the things that happened on January 6th when the Capitol was stormed, and a couple of other things about, how she survived certain abuse, harassment, and all kinds of other things. AOC also had a couple of things to say about the Repub party because, first of all, that's the party that rushed the building, and also some members from that party are trying to sweep that whole incident under the rug, like just say forget about it, as if AOC and hundreds of other people in the building weren't traumatized. And that's where Azealia Banks had a whole issue, so let me read what she said. AOC almost gets taken away and compounds the story with some random hot button account of assault, which she's trying to say that, oh, you're trying to talk about the stuff that happened at the Capitol, but you're putting in your abuse that you've encountered previously to make it like a hot button to get people to like talk about the situation or listen to you. So she's saying that results in support and believe women. Megan Thee Stallion allegedly, and she puts it in quotations, gets by Tory Lanez on a messy drunk night out, then uses the protect black women trauma narrative to capitalize on and basically use Breonna Taylor's horrifying as a prop to virtue signal, which leads to the whole protect black women at all costs despite not seeing any x-rays of bullets in her foot. Azealia Banks gets held at by an obsessed neighbor for playing loud music, spat on by Russell Crowe, a man y'all are still allowing to work in Hollywood, gets told by T.I. that he wants to her and toss her down a flight of stairs, leads to constantly ridicule, say she deserved it, gaslight, tell her to get over it, take medication. Then she says this feminism is giving rich women a platform to make the very real social plight of non-wealthy women a fashion trend, and it's boring. And then that next paragraph, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, she said a whole lot of words and just, y'all, I don't know. In all the years, the public has chastised me into focusing on the music. In these days, it could honestly be less about the music. You have to be a pitiful victim and provide white audiences with a dose of trauma in order to get your music heard. This is all a joke. If I have to suck it up and get over it and wallow in a pile of compounding trauma, so do AOC and Meg. If I don't get to use the card or the protest and believe women card, neither do they. FKA Twigs tells some weak story about how she consented to with a boyfriend who had already been in the news for having outbursts, sorry y'all, and doing stuff to women. Stayed with him for 2 years and had 4 partners after him, yet expects us to believe Shia should be sued years later for intentionally giving her a disease. Now, if you guys don't know, FKA Twigs is a singer-songwriter and she was dating Shia LaBeouf. They had a very messy breakup and she alleged that he gave her, some things that she can't get rid of and is suing him for that. And then she went on again about AOC and she said some political things. I already have too many hot words in this video and having to keep going over them. I'm sure y'all be getting tired of that. So you get the gist of what she said in relation to Megan Thee Stallion. And then, she talked about AOC and FKA Twigs. Now, I can only speak on what she said about Megan Thee Stallion because I do not know too much about AOC, even though I probably should. And I really don't know much at all about FKA Twigs, just what I read about her and her former relationship that she had with Shia LaBeouf. But as far as it goes with Megan Thee Stallion, my thing is this. First of all, Azealia Banks can be right at times with certain things. However, people look at you the way they look at you because you bring yourself on the internet doing all kind of crazy stuff all the time, making yourself look less than mentally healthy. And you cannot blame people for that. Now, if you're out here and you're getting traumatized and abused and all that other stuff, regardless of how crazy you may or may not be, yes, that is wrong. Yes, you deserve the same sympathy that a lot of these other women are getting. But how can you come on social media saying all of this when just 2 weeks ago you were digging up dead cats out your backyard to do whatever with? I mean, and then you're recording yourself. It's one thing to do it, it's another thing to record yourself and put yourself out there to millions of people. That's why people look at you the way that they do. And I'm gonna be honest, when it comes to the whole protect black women and Megan Thee Stallion thing, I've second guessed her using that mantra as well. Not necessarily because of the whole Tory situation, but because of other situations she has been in and how she dealt with other women who look like her. But let's not act like as soon as Megan admitted that something had happened to her, people were rushing to say that she was the one in the wrong, to paint her in a certain way before ever hearing any other side of the story, before seeing any videos, and that does coincide with protect black women. At the end of it all, I really don't know why Azealia is how she is. I don't follow her, I don't consume her for this very reason. You can express how you feel, you can vent, you can tell your story and how you feel like you aren't being protected all day long, but you do not have to then question other women and what they've been through, because just like we don't go home with you, Azaelia, you don't go home with them, and you're not with them to know or to see what happened to them. She needs to stop projecting her own feelings of being overlooked, ignored, disrespected, and all the above onto these other women, because it has nothing to do with them. But anyways, I don't want to go too much further into this deep topic, but you guys drop that in the comments. Let me know how you feel. Let me know all your opinions down below, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.